Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. Today, we dive into the pressing issue of rising obesity rates in China as the nation transitions to a more automated economy. With urban dwellers opting for cheaper and unhealthier food options, coupled with job stress and less physical activity, the healthcare system is bracing for significant challenges ahead. In other news, Cathay Pacific has grounded 24 flights after a concerning engine component failure forced a plane to return to Hong Kong. The airline is inspecting its fleet of Airbus A350s and has identified faulty parts that need replacing. This incident marks a notable first for the A350 globally, and the airline is working diligently to resolve the issue. Lastly, as Tropical Cyclone Yagi approaches, Hong Kong is set to issue a number 1 typhoon signal later today. While the cyclone is still over 600 kilometers away, it's expected to intensify, and residents should prepare for potential severe weather in the coming days. Please stay tuned for more detailed coverage. Japan Times reports that China's economic challenges are leading to an alarming rise in obesity rates. As the country shifts focus from construction projects to automation, consumers are increasingly opting for cheaper, unhealthy food options. This trend is exacerbated by job-related stress and long working hours in urban areas, while rural communities face a decline in physically demanding agricultural work and insufficient healthcare. As a result, a dual crisis is emerging: a sedentary lifestyle coupled with poor dietary choices, which could escalate healthcare costs and complicate the nation's overall health landscape. BBC highlights a significant incident involving Cathay Pacific, where the airline was forced to cancel numerous flights due to a serious engine component failure on one of its Airbus A350 aircraft. The airline is conducting inspections on its entire fleet of 48 A350s after discovering that a faulty part in the Rolls-Royce Trent XWB-97 engines needs replacement. This unprecedented issue has led to a drop in Rolls-Royce's stock value and has affected Cathay Pacific's operational schedules, as several planes will be temporarily grounded for repairs. The airline is committed to collaborating with the engine manufacturer and relevant authorities to address the situation effectively. According to South China Morning Post, Hong Kong is preparing to issue a number 1 typhoon warning as Tropical Cyclone Yagi approaches the region. Although the cyclone is currently over 600 kilometers away, the observatory anticipates the possibility of upgrading to a higher warning level later in the week. The weather in Hong Kong remains hot and mostly clear, but forecasters predict a shift towards rougher conditions, including squally thunderstorms and rough seas, as the cyclone continues to move northwest across the South China Sea. Residents are advised to stay informed and prepared for changing weather patterns in the coming days. South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong stocks have hit a near 2-week low, with the Hang Seng Index dipping by 0.4% to 17,620.34 amid fears of declining corporate earnings as China's economic growth slows. Notably, the property developer New World Development saw a significant drop of 2.3%, continuing a worrying trend that has seen its shares plummet by 13% earlier in the week. The banking sector also suffered, with China Merchants Bank and Bank of China both experiencing losses. Despite the bleak outlook, some analysts remain hopeful, predicting a potential rebound in Chinese stocks as the Federal Reserve is anticipated to cut interest rates, which could lead to increased investment in Asian markets. In a celebration of Hollywood's rich history, South China Morning Post highlights 2 remarkable coffee table books that film enthusiasts will adore. The first, Hollywood by Taschen, is a stunning 2-volume collection filled with iconic photographs from Life magazine, capturing the glamour of the golden age of cinema from 1936 to 1972. Featuring beloved stars like Elizabeth Taylor and Marilyn Monroe, this book is a treasure trove of nostalgia. The second book, How Directors Dress by A24, shifts the focus onto the stylish directors behind the camera, showcasing their unique fashion choices both on set and at red carpet events. With fascinating anecdotes about directors like Wong Kar-wai and Sofia Coppola, this book offers a fresh perspective on the artistry of filmmaking. In the realm of sports, South China Morning Post reveals Wolfgang Lewisser's disappointment at not being appointed as the head coach for Hong Kong's football team, a role that ultimately went to Ashley Westwood. Despite this setback, Lewisser expresses a strong desire to remain integral to the coaching staff, especially after successfully leading the team in World Cup qualifiers. As he prepares for an upcoming triangular tournament, he emphasizes the importance of nurturing young talent, having already included several debutants in the squad. Lewisser's commitment to a fresh approach reflects a broader strategy for improving Hong Kong's international ranking, as he aims for victories against their competitors, Fiji and the Solomon Islands, in the hopes of boosting their standing in the world of football. Yahoo US reports that Asian stocks experienced an uptick on Tuesday, primarily driven by the performance of Japanese equities, while the yen showed signs of stabilization after a week of decline against the dollar. The Nikkei 225 index rose by 0.6%, reflecting a positive sentiment in the market despite ongoing concerns over China's economic slowdown, highlighted by a fourth consecutive month of contracting factory activity. Analysts suggest that the yen's weakness is likely to persist due to the stark interest rate differential between the US and Japan, with predictions indicating a continued decline in the Japanese currency. Traders are also wary of the upcoming US jobs report, which could influence the Federal Reserve's approach to interest rate cuts, as historical trends suggest that September often brings challenges for stock markets. South China Morning Post shares the inspiring story of Hong Kong's Ho Yuan-kei, who, alongside her husband Lee Wing-kit, achieved a remarkable victory by winning gold in boccia at the Paris Paralympics. This win not only marked Ho's third Paralympic appearance, but also fulfilled a shared dream that had driven the couple to pursue this achievement together. Lee's decision to leave his teaching career to support Ho's aspirations adds a heartfelt dimension to their journey. The couple's triumph has garnered praise from Hong Kong's leadership, with hopes that their success will encourage others in the sport and inspire a new generation to pursue their dreams without fear of failure. The Guardian highlights a significant shift in Hong Kong's education system with the introduction of Xi Jinping thought into the school curriculum, marking the beginning of a new academic year. This mandatory subject aims to instill a sense of national identity and patriotism among secondary students, reflecting the increasing influence of the Chinese Communist Party in the region. Critics have voiced concerns that this curriculum resembles a form of brainwashing, fearing that it contributes to the erosion of Hong Kong's unique identity. The changes are part of a broader trend of educational reforms that align with Beijing's narrative, including lessons on national security and historical events framed within the context of Chinese nationalism, raising alarms among parents and residents about the future cultural landscape of Hong Kong. The Sydney Morning Herald reports a monumental day for Australian boccia on September 2, 2024, with Dan Michel and Jamison Leeson securing silver medals at the Paralympics, marking the best performance in the country's boccia history. Both athletes faced tough competition in their respective finals, with Leeson narrowly losing to Hong Kong's Yuan-kei Ho and Michel falling short against South Korea's Hoan Jong. Despite not clinching gold, the achievement was celebrated widely, especially in Leeson's hometown of Dunedoo, where locals gathered for a late-night viewing party. The story also highlights the critical role of ramp assistants, who help the players but must remain silent during the matches, emphasizing the unique nature of boccia as a sport for those with severe physical impairments. In a broader context, the South China Morning Post shares that Hong Kong's athletes also shone in Paris, bringing home 2 gold medals alongside their Paralympic counterparts. Ho Yuan-kei's victory in boccia was particularly poignant as it marked her first medal in 3 games, underscoring the emotional journey of athletes striving for success on this global stage. Meanwhile, badminton player Chan Ho-yuan retired with a silver medal, reflecting on the fierce competition he faced. The article also touches on the rising prominence of Chinese wheelchair tennis, with multiple players reaching the quarterfinals, showcasing the sport's growth and the athletes' determination to elevate its status. Taylor Nyssen, the wife of actor Liev Schreiber, is spotlighted by the South China Morning Post for her support of her husband's humanitarian efforts in Ukraine, alongside her own passions for environmental protection and wildlife rehabilitation. The couple's love story began quietly in 2017 and culminated in a small wedding ceremony in 2023, followed by the birth of their daughter. Nyssen, a former beauty queen, is not only dedicated to her family but also actively raises awareness about ocean pollution and cares for injured raccoons, reflecting her commitment to making a positive impact. Together, Nyssen and Schreiber advocate for Ukraine, with Schreiber emphasizing the shared values of freedom and liberty that resonate deeply in their activism. South China Morning Post reports on the recent controversy surrounding Martha Ann Alito, the wife of Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito, who has largely remained out of the public eye until now. The uproar began when it was revealed that an upside-down American flag was flown outside their Virginia home in 2021, reminiscent of the flag carried by Capitol rioters. Martha Ann is said to have insisted on the flag's display, which has led to calls for Justice Alito to recuse himself from cases related to the January 6 events. The situation escalated into a neighborhood dispute involving accusations of spitting and name-calling, while Justice Alito has defended his wife, stating she makes her own decisions, and emphasizing the sacrifices she has made due to his high-profile role. Haley Hasselhoff, the daughter of actor David Hasselhoff, is making strides in the modeling industry as a prominent advocate for body positivity. Known for her work as a plus-size model, she achieved a significant milestone by becoming the first curve model to grace the cover of the European edition of Playboy in 2021. Haley, born on August 26, 1992, is the second daughter of David and his ex-wife Pamela Bach. She has explored various creative avenues, including acting and music, alongside her sister Taylor. Despite her family's fame, Haley maintains a focus on inspiring women of all shapes and sizes, emphasizing self-love and acceptance in her modeling career. The Independent delves into the chilling legacy of Herb Baumeister, a serial killer whose gruesome acts left 10,000 pieces of human remains scattered across his Indiana farm, Fox Hollow. Believed to have murdered at least 25 victims, mainly targeting gay men in the late 1980s and early 1990s, Baumeister's crimes remained undiscovered until a shocking revelation by his teenage son in 1994. Despite the identification of 9 victims, 4 remain unknown, and authorities continue to seek closure for the families affected. The community recently honored the identified victims, and efforts are ongoing to provide a memorial site for any future remains, highlighting the enduring impact of Baumeister's horrific actions on the families and the community. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Got a book so big and bright, open it and take a flight. Learn about the stars and see, everything is here for me. Flip the pages. secrets that you want to keep. Time will fly and you will find magic lies in every line to run free line. Every line to run free. Animals and history, science full of mystery.